Welcome in, everybody. It's been 17 long weeks. We have finally gotten to the finals. And if you would have told me it would have been Steelers and Panthers, I might have believed you.
No, I
I
wouldn't
did
have.
I did have them basically winning their division, which always means there's a chance. So
Any given
uh,
Sunday.
any given Sunday, we've got Panthers who have been dominant all year, 13-3 overall, and the Steelers who have squeaked by 13-3 overall, doing what needs to be done to get here. Taking me down last week. Injuries finally caught up. Can't be mad. On to next year. Bigger and better things. Panthers had a hell of a week last week. Just making sure Dallas had no chance at all to get to where we're at. Those are the two teams. We'll go over consolidation first, which may now be the Bully McBullface Bowl, according to what everybody is saying. 8 people have voted for that for the Prime Championship, but that's not happening, so I'm not putting that on a ring. So it can be the Bully McBullface Bowl. The Bully McBullface BMBF Bowl 1. Two teams who probably shouldn't have been in there, honestly.
I'm not surprised about the Dolphins.
They were the 8th seed out of 16 teams. So, I mean, they were pretty much on the far side of being a favorite as you can be to get there. And then the 15th seed. So the second to the worst seed in the Giants. I can't be mad at either of these teams. I kind of wanted both to win. So, we'll snip in here a little bit at what's looking like. So I can't see what's in their IR, but I do see a lot.
It doesn't look like anything crazy. I think they probably all 3 play.
Okay, I've got quite a few Q's and O's over there on Miami's team. Miami is projected to win by about 20 points here. They are the 8-8 team against the Giants, who are now 5-11, but they had to win 2 to get to where they're at right now. So they've almost won just as many games in the bracket as they did in the regular season. I mean, Jeff Wilson's not going to score any points, so obviously I would, Saquon's going to do the work for the Giants over there. I'm surprised it's 132 to 112. Honestly, we'll see.
I mean, it comes down to Miami's offense versus the Giants' defense, pretty much. Giants have the better defense, in my opinion, but the Dolphins have the better offense, but not by like a crazy amount either way.
Yeah, Miami's going to have Nico Collins, which is good. He's been off and on in injuries. He actually has a really good wide receiver core. Really good young wide receiver core. That wide receiver core is going to be around for a while, and it's going to impress. I think actually Smith Jigba is probably the least of the 4, honestly, and will have the worst of the careers, and that's not even a bad thing.
Yep. Yeah, looking at the team, I guess he doesn't actually. I thought that he had a lot more draft picks than he does. He still has his whole class for the next 3 years, but he doesn't really have anything extra. But still, that's not a bad place to be.
Yeah. And he's got Madison on the bench as well, who, I mean, after this year, we'll see.
Yeah.
Probably still the lead back for Minnesota. So, who's your pick on this?
I am leaning Dolphins, but it could honestly go either way. All it takes is one big game for the Giants defense, and they're playing Pittsburgh. Or no, the Giants defense is playing the Rams, so it could happen.
Yeah, that secondary is probably going to have a lot of tackles because that's all LA can do is throw the ball. So That's not true. I guess they have a pretty good running back now as well, so they got a good offense. May
Yeah.
see a lot of tackles on that half.
But yeah, I'm still gonna lean towards the Dolphins.
I'm going to root for the Giants. I just want to see, like I said, that team. How many points against did they have? 2,583, which isn't even the worst anymore. Now that's Dallas, but I mean they were carrying like the little poo poo emoji for like
Yeah.
the entire year, and they didn't have a bad total score. 2,100. What do I have? 2,500, so about 400 more. Um, Numbers seem to be evening out the more we go through because of the playoffs and whatnot. But we want to spend most of this time on the big boy, which is looking like it's going to be called the Prime Bowl. It is definitely going to be called the Prime Bowl. There's already 11 votes for it, and I haven't voted yet. So unless somehow 16 other people decide on something else real quick, that's fine. I can go with the Prime Bowl. Prime Bowl 1. So the winner is going to get a ring. I'm still looking through places to find which ring I want to do. I have kind of a vision of what I would like it to look like. I would like a few things on there to for it to say a few things on there. I would like certain types of stones depending on who wins, but it's not gonna be anything crazy or elaborate. Maybe $100 ring. This will be something that goes on every year. This is going to be my gift to the league. Maybe when I die, we'll put a little trust account or something that'll earn just enough interest so we can keep buying a ring for it after I'm gone. And it'll be named the Robertson ring. There we go. That's my legacy. When I'm buried, I just want everybody to remember that I have the Robertson ring out in the WFF Prime League. But these two teams are who's going to be fighting for it. Whoever wins, when you get it, take a picture because it's not coming here. It's going to go straight to your house. And I'll DM you for your address and all that stuff. Unless Pittsburgh wins, because I know exactly where he lives. So here it is. At Steel Curtain, Chad Cox, Pittsburgh Steelers against at SMA Sucks. I don't know your real name. Panthers. The projection is going to show the Panthers have a dominant advantage in winning this year or this week and taking
Yep.
it all in. So let's kind of look into this and see why the Steelers may end up once again upsetting and being the first ever Prime Bowl champion. First, we'll start at their premier backs. Connor has been on a tear ever since he's been healthy. They are playing at Philadelphia, though. That is a pretty vicious front seven. I would be. I'm more afraid of Philadelphia's front lines than I am of their secondary. But there's no way on earth that Blackshear is going to outscore Connor
Hell
uh,
no.
in this.
Running back 1 versus running back 3. I think I'm gonna go with the running back 1.
Yeah. As for bench options, he does have Deontay Foreman. Brian Robinson was a limited participant, so that could be an option there at Premier back as well. I don't know if Justice Hill is the starter. Probably guess Edwards
Edwards is the
for
starter, yeah.
Baltimore, which he's got in his lineup. So obviously it's going to be Connor there.
Yeah.
Even if he puts Robinson, with Robinson being questionable, he's playing against San Francisco and even more stringent front seven there. So either way, I think Connor's the better running back than anybody he's going to throw at premier back. As for wide receivers, we've got Samuel and Lockett and Shakir and Higgins. Honestly, ever since Joe Burrows has been down, I think Higgins has had a little bit better play.
We've had an amazing 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's had a good past couple weeks being the prime receiver there. So they're playing at Kansas City. I wouldn't foresee that to change because Kansas City's not the Kansas City they were a year ago.
No.
Shakir is like their fourth wide receiver in Buffalo. He has good games, but he doesn't have anything like super solid. He does have one 20-point game against the Jets.
I mean, T. Higgins is the premier wide receiver there, but I think as a duo, I would take Lockett and Samuel.
Yeah. Lockett actually had a pretty good game, I think, this past week. He did. He's very hit or miss. Seems like every other week. So for the Steelers, they just kind of got to hope that he hits. And then, yeah, for Samuel, he had a couple of good games in a row. He's another hit or miss. Who's Washington playing? San Francisco. I don't know that he's going to get a lot out of that. I mean, I'm still going to pick Samuel and Lockett as the two that I would want over the other two. Tight end, Parham and Ferguson. That's a pretty easy go there.
Landslide to Ferguson, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know that there are any tight end options on either side that's going to make a difference. No, not at all. Yeah.
Well, they've
Okay.
got
So
Hunter
yeah,
Henry. The
he
Steelers
does have
have
Hunter
Hunter
Henry.
Henry. If he plays,
Yeah,
that's a lot better.
he did have a good game last week. Yeah, 2 good games in a row actually. I did not know that. He's been very quiet in my ears. So
Yeah.
yeah, he was a limited participant today, which means he
He
probably
might
will
play.
play.
I would still take Ferguson.
Yeah.
But that'll make it a lot closer.
Yeah, absolutely. Then in our flexes, we got Edwards and Boyd versus Dobbs and Cooper. Cooper's not going to have a game like he did last week. Can
I
he?
mean, you never know. Against the Jets, he could.
Uh, the Jets have a good defense. If they got one
That's
good
true.
thing, they've got the defense, and we'll find out tonight. Actually, so this is Thursday afternoon that we're filming this. So we'll find out tonight.
I'm still definitely taking Cooper and Dobbs over Edwards and Boyd.
Amari Cooper stats for Thursday night football uncertain. Okay,
Yeah, that would be bad.
yeah.
I guess they're
But
playing
yeah,
on a short week.
he is not playing, or he's not scoring 51 points
No.
regardless. You know,
Oh, he didn't practice at all this week either. So
I'm not a fan of Dobbs, but I'm not a big fan of Cooper either. But I'm not a fan of Boyd or Edwards either. Is there anything on the bench that I think would be better options for either of them?
I mean, if
Uh,
Cooper's out, maybe Brian Robinson there. Worst case, you plug in like Cedric Wilson, I think. That's about it.
I'm trying to decide if I would want Dortch in there other than either of those two, and I don't think so. Not with Baltimore playing Miami. I think if Baltimore is going to play against Miami, they're going to want to try and make that game as slow as possible. So,
Yeah.
because they don't want a 30-30 game. I'm going to go. I'm going to go on the side of the Steelers purely on the fact that Cooper may not play, and if he does, it looks like it's raining also in Cleveland. So they're playing in Cleveland. It's raining. It's tonight. It's a short day. He had a 50-point game. He's probably not going to do much.
Yeah.
At flex, we've got Mason Rudolph and Jordan Love.
That is a heavy landslide to Jordan Love for me.
Yeah, Rudolph had a really good game, and last week who did they play? Cincinnati. Now they're playing at Seattle, so he's going to have the 12th man he's going to have to deal with. Love
And
has
Jordan Love is quarterback 6 in fantasy this year.
Yeah, he's had his weeks where he hasn't had great weeks, but for the most part he's been pretty consistent. Playing at Minnesota, it's something about those divisional games. I mean, it seems like
True.
anytime you see a divisional game, it's going to be tight. But I mean, I would still pick Love over Rudolph. IDP, you got Cam Hayward and you've got Terrell Bernard.
Bernard's a beast.
has been amazing. Cam Hayward scored 0 points last week. I remember because I played against him. So he's very hit or miss when he is playing. He has missed half the season. It's a pretty easy one there for Bernard. He does have the questionable tag.
He's gonna play.
He was
I looked at it.
limited, so he'll be playing. Yeah. Defensive. This is all going to sway right on over to Carolina. So for the most
Yeah.
part, but we got Watt and Cooper versus Crosby and Hutchinson. Honestly,
That's a pretty even matchup, honestly.
probably the only time you're ever going to hear us say that with Carolina and their defensive linemen.
Yeah.
Um,
Cooper's had a better year than Hutchinson, and Crosby and Watt are similar enough.
yeah.
I actually think
I'm.
I'm going with Pittsburgh side on this.
So you got Watt at Seattle and Cooper at home against LA. You got Crosby at Indianapolis and Hutchinson at Dallas. I don't think Hutchinson's going to have that great of a game at Dallas.
Yeah.
Crosby will probably feast at Indy. Minshew's not the most mobile quarterback. Watt at Seattle. Is Geno Smith taken back over yet, or is it still? It was Drew Lock.
I have no idea.
It's one of those old Missouri quarterbacks. I just don't remember which one. He sucks regardless. Watt's probably going to have a game.
Yeah.
And Cooper versus LA. Let's see here. That's that rookie, and that's going to be a low scoring game. So there's probably going to be a lot of opportunity for him because Denver's starting with Simeon. So it's going to be backup quarterbacks there.
Not Simeon.
Stidham. There we go. Jarrett
Stidham, yeah.
Stidham. Simeon, Stidham, whatever. Either way, backup quarterbacks, and Cooper's probably going to have himself a game. I probably Pitt on that.
Yeah, I think I do
Linebackers.
too.
Linebackers, different story. I mean,
Not really though. It's not as far up
Pittsburgh's
here
got good
either.
linebackers, Murray and Jones, but I mean, you have the reigning, defending defensive MVP in Aluakun and Luvu.
I mean, Jones has scored more points than Luvu, and Kenneth Murray has only scored like 14 less points than Luvu. I mean, obviously, Ololukwon kind of pulls it pretty hard to Carolina's side, but like Jones and Murray are both beasts.
I'm not saying they're not, but I think Aluakun pretty much sways it way over in my
Oh
favor.
yeah,
At best, I would consider them equal to Luvu, and these are like tier S. This is tier triple S. So
yeah,
I go with Carolina on this one,
yeah.
especially with Aluakun playing at Carolina and Luvu playing at Jacksonville. That's going to be where his bread and butter comes. And I don't know if they said Lawrence is going to play or not. They've been kind of keeping it under wraps, but Luvu did not practice today either.
Interesting.
That's interesting. Not that Carolina can't replace him with anybody.
I mean, he's got
They've got
Brian Burns, fucking.
He could just swap Bernard down there and
Yep,
have anybody else at IDP. So I
yep.
mean,
He's got
he's
so
got
many
options.
options.
He does. If he's got anything, it's definitely a defensive option. So and that defensive back was Quentin Lake. Is that right?
He
Quentin.
had a solid couple of weeks.
He did. I'm not happy about it. And Nelson versus Hill and Seed. I saw this last week. I'm like, okay, his DBs aren't going to do anything for him. And then this
Wrong.
kid pulls out 17 points randomly. Not randomly. He's been pretty good actually since he's been the starter. I don't even know if he's actually starting. I think he's just getting a more shares. But either, either way, L'Jarius Sneed is going to sway this over for me.
I mean, Dax Hill is no slouch either. Dax Hill's pretty fucking good.
This is definitely Carolina's.
I don't think I realized how good Pittsburgh's defense was. No wonder he's been winning a lot of games and like been in a lot of games, like surprisingly, because his offense on paper is pretty shit, and his defense is probably second or third only to Carolina.
And we could debate that. You say it is. I don't think so. It is right now, but he's also got Ramondre on IR. Ramondre didn't have the year he should have had.
That's
He should
true.
be having Ramondre at running back, and Connor should be one of his flexes.
Yep.
And at that point, you've got Lockett, and I mean, yeah, his next wide receiver is going to be a little suspect. Um, I don't know who he's got on IR also, but he had enough. I'll put it
Yeah,
that way. Clearly, because he's in the Prime Bowl.
that's true.
Um, and he's gotten kind of lucky on picking up some people too, because he had DeVito there when DeVito was playing, which was a good pickup for him because Pickett obviously ended up shit in the bed there since basically the time he's had DeVito. Um, he's got decent bench that can plug and play when he needs to. He's got Minka Fitzpatrick on the bench right now because he's been hurt. So I mean that's a DB start if he ends up healthy. Um, he's got actually a pretty good secondary
Yep.
in depth for it. So with all that said, he's still projected 50 points almost as an underdog. So my question to you is, can he win this week?
Can
What
he
do you
win
think?
this week? Yes.
Will
Will
he
he win
win?
this week? No. I don't think it's that big of a difference. I don't think he loses by 50 points or more. I think it's a much closer game than that, but I still think that the Panthers pull it out.
I after going through it and talking through it, it seems like a lot of the Panthers players are a little bit they're banged up.
Yeah.
Um, I'm reading Black Thursday's comment to me in chat. So about Bully McBullface. No, whoever sees this, no, Bully McBullface will not be the name of this. It's going to be Prime Bowl, and Bully McBullface can be our consolidation. So Miami and New York, congratulations on being the first in Bully McBullface Bowl 1. I'll send a toilet bowl your way. I don't know. I I I think it just seems like that. It seems like a season for the Steelers. I honestly feel like they're gonna win it this year, and then probably not be relevant in terms of winning or getting to the Prime Bowl for years to come. That said, they win it this year. They're probably their division winner again next year, and then that's when Baltimore catches up with them. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a team of destiny. So I'm gonna root for my conference winner, the person who beat me,
And I'm going to
Pittsburgh
root for my
Steelers.
conference winner and the person who beat me.
So Pittsburgh, take it home. PB1. There we go. All right. I don't have anything else to add really to this. It's going to be short and sweet, I think, because
Yeah,
we've
me
only got
neither.
one real game we wanted to look at. Um, like I said, winner is going to get a ring. I'm going to mail it to you, or drive down the street and give it to you, whichever one ends up happening. I want to see pictures. It is going to be an inaugural thing. It's going to. I want it to look kind of like when the NFL has gets out their Super Bowl rings. It's got Super Bowl 1, all that stuff. It will have Prime Bowl 1 on there somewhere. I'll leave it up to you if you want your real name or if you want your tag name. You can let me know on that. I'll get some details. I'm still, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out where I want to get it from. I found a place I really liked, but I asked them if they can somehow compensate the gems to match the color of the team that wins for on a year-to-year basis. Like they have generic colors, but the blue didn't really match like Panthers, and the yellow. I mean, anything can really match. I guess the Steelers yellow, but as long as it's yellow. And they wanted to charge me like 3 times as much. And
Jesus.
yeah, I'm not really down for that. So it may not end up having colored gems at all. I may go to something else, um, where we just get something else going. I'll figure it out probably by this weekend, so I can start, purchasing it. Because I'm sure it'll take 6 to 8 weeks before it gets to you. So, um, T2 SMA Steel Curtain, good luck. May the odds ever be in your favor. Tonight we're gonna see the first step on who wins Prime Bowl 1. I'm excited.
The only thing I have is that I emailed LeakSafe this morning to see if they could move back the allocation date because right now it's January 22nd, and I don't want to make everybody wait an extra 3 weeks on the payout. And we'll see. They haven't gotten back to me yet.
Next week will be probably our last film of the year until closer to next year. A well-deserved rest for me and Watkins to kind of sit back and just do some general chit chat, make sure that the league stays ready for whatever needs to be coming next, which I guess would be draft. Um, Maybe we'll do something around June or July for the draft. But that'll be the week that Watkins finally takes care of his punishment, drinking a couple shots of some nasty stuff. Right, Watkins?
Correct.
All right.
I
With
mean, I
that,
assumed we would still film some shit here and there. We need to get Madden so we can make Madden content.
we'll see. I did get 2 terabytes a hard drive for Christmas, so
There you
now I
go.
have more space. I actually finally just put it up against my firewall today. It'd been just laying on the bottom of my PC because I didn't
Nice.
have screws for it. So, with that, we'll see you guys in a week. Have a good week, guys. Happy. We'll see you next year.
Good luck.
Good luck, guys.